what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, July 27th, 2026. What's going on? How are ya? How's it going, man? You know what's funny is I've done French on this app for 666 days in a row as of today. Six. I gotta listen to some Iron Maiden. 3666 equals not evil, right? Isn't that how it works? I don't know how it works. I don't try to explain shit. I had an example of the umpteenth example of these fucking phones listening to you. It's just so creepy that we just accept this. It's really funny. Didn't you think it was going to be the government that was going to be fucking watching everybody? It turns out it's just like corporations bundling all this shit. They were the ones who spied on everybody, and then they were bundling it and selling it to people. And then the government was just like, oh shit, we can use that. And then sent them off in their fucking direction. These fucking nerds inventing these apps. Worst people on the planet. Greedy fucking motherfuckers. Slamming the door behind them. Nobody else makes money. And I make all the money. And they're fucking nerds. What the hell was that fairy tale? Was it Wizard of Oz where they peeked behind? It was that little shit speaking into like a megaphone or something. I don't know. What the fuck was I just gonna tell you guys? Now I'm yawning. Now I just lost my whole fucking train of thought. What the hell was I talking about? Iron Maiden. Oh, the phone listening to you. So, I don't know how I came about this, whatever. Listening to music and stuff. And I downloaded this live album that band Free did in 1971, right before they broke up. Paul Rogers, Simon Kirke, the guitar player who overdosed, unfortunately, and that amazing bass player. The bass player is fucking unbelievable. A lot of people talk about the guitar player. Everybody, it's like that whole group was fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the drumming on it's just next level. But I was listening, let me look it up. I was listening to the second song on the first side of that album. And what I love is it's basically a power trio with a singer. But as far as like instruments, you got a bass player, a guitar player, and a drummer. And on the second track, first side, I'm a mover. I was talking to a buddy of mine because he plays bass, and I was like, you know what I love about him is when they're playing the verse and the chorus or whatever, he's blending with the guitar player. But when the guitar player plays the lead, he plays just a little louder to give that kid playing guitar something to stand on. I mean, it's incredible. And I just was going on and on. My buddy plays bass, and I'm like, yeah, you got to check this shit out. And I talk about that song, and then within an hour, this isn't a bad example. My phone listens to me, but like within an hour, what are the odds? I do follow Jack White. He's playing that song. He's doing a cover of it with the guy from the Black Crowes, Chris Robinson. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. But then I'm also like, why is it okay that these phones are listening to us? Oh shit, look at what I just realized. I got headphones in here, the old school ones that you plug in. Can you plug into an iPhone anymore? Did they just do away with that? You just get fucking cancer? I just poked it into something. Didn't seem to work too well. What's the deal? Anyway, I guess I got like wireless shit. No, but I do have the attachment for downstairs. All right, I'm just fucking babbling here. Anyway, I just got off the road. Check out that album, by the way. 1971, the band Free live. Amazing. Anyway, plowing ahead here. I just got back from 2 amazing gigs. Did a couple of casinos. I did one out in Palm Springs, which I got to tell you, I don't know. Something's been telling me I'm going to retire out there. I'm going to be one of those people. just fucking drinking an Arnold Palmer, sitting on the back porch. I got a walking stick. I'm poking to make sure there's no rattlers in there. I really think the way Elvis Presley did L.A. was really underrated. He had this killer house that some douche bought and just fucking knocked down because he wanted to make a big white box of some dumb shit. But he had great cars, and the way he dressed when he was in L.A., when he was making those movies and shit. Terrible fucking movies. Although Viva Las Vegas is pretty cool. As far as like the footage of old Vegas. But like there was a house I visited out in Palm Springs. One of those trips I went out there where it's called the Elvis house. He spent like 3 days there. He was on like his honeymoon. I think he was dodging the paparazzi or something. He only spent 3 days. He didn't live in the house. But it's one of those mid-centuries. And the guy redid it to be like Elvis. Did I talk about this already? All I remember was he was describing. He goes, look, the corner of this couch lines up with the corner of the counter, lines up with that corner of that support beam, outside to the corner of that pool. Like it was showing all the artistic lines. Back when people gave a shit, they still give a shit. Back when, I don't know, things weren't owned by entire industries weren't owned by like 5 fucking people, and you could actually have like some sort of creative. Back when there was like 25 different colors you could get a particular car in. There was 2-tone paint. All of that shit before it just became blue, black, red, white, gray. Go fuck yourself. The fuck out of here. Although I will say, Toyota. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota. They started bringing it back with that desert sand. They were trying to do something. Anyway, but I could just see myself just like, I don't know, playing the casinos out there, hanging out with my lovely wife. Still not golfing, living out in the middle of nowhere, not even having a fucking soundproof a room to play drums. At that point, I won't be hitting them that hard, right? I don't know. I used to be like such a fucking East Coast guy. I still love the East Coast and everything, but I go back there and the energy back there, it's just like I can't go back to that. I'm not going to spend my whole life wound up, walking around like a fucking loaded gun. That shit. Just can't do it anymore, man. That's. I like going back. I like the energy and all of that. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to come back out here and fucking chill. So anyway, but let's talk about the show. I did this casino out there. We had a great time. They had a, sorry, I'm fucking yawning here. Got in late last night. They had a cigar bar there and everything. Crowd was killer. I tried out a few new things. And then the next night I was up in Lincoln, California, which is just north of Sacramento. And I came out. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I think I opened with something about Charlie Kirk. No, Luigi. Open with Luigi, I think. And then it went my fucking AC, dude. What is going on with this thing? What is going on? 68? Who the fuck set it down to 68? Classic dad shit. Hey, who's been fussing with this goddamn... Who the fuck said it to that? Jesus, you can't, this is some dad shit. Can I fucking leave for 2 days? And who came out in my office and did that? It's a regular thermostat. I don't fuck with that AI shit. Somebody tried to put one in. I told him, take that out of here. He goes, you got to download some Google app. By the way, Google fucking sucks. Their internet sucks. All they do is just try to give you AI answers, and then they have these stupid fucking pictures trying to get you to click on it. It's like social media. I like Safari. Safari's just kind of like, you ever walk into a store and the guy's just like, hey, how you doing? He lets you fucking browse around. Then you got the other ones that come in and you gotta meet one of their geniuses and you gotta like talk to people and shit. It's like, fuck off. If I want something, I'll ask for help, and then if I buy it, I buy it. Everyone who comes in the store, we are going to get all of their personal information. So even if they don't buy it, we can bundle that and funnel it into a different revenue stream. I saw this thing over in England. These fucking kids have been sawing down like those, because it's like a police state over there. At least London is. They've just been going around cutting them down. Fucking heroes. Fucking hero. We need more of that. More of that. It's so ridiculous how few people are making all of these fucking data centers. Nobody wants them. AI, nobody fucking wants it. And then you got all these fucking talking heads bought and paid for on TV, and they go, well, you know, AI is here, so we just have to fucking deal. What do you mean AI is here? The Nazis were here. There's been all kinds of shit that was, COVID was here. It's not fucking here anymore. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's kind of here. I guess it'll always be here. That's a bad example. It's a fucking virus. It's always going to be around. But I'm just saying, what the fuck is that all about? So what, if you have some toxic cunt in your life? Oh, you know, the guy's here. We just have to deal with it. No. Get him the fuck out of here. I just hope I live long enough to see the rebellion. That these fucking idiots think that they're going to somehow work their way around. Dude, I got to get somebody come out here to look at my AC. I literally just put it up to 77 and the fucking thing's turning back on again. Well, is this a smart thermostat? Is it making fucking decisions for me? Why don't we just shut this goddamn thing off? That's what I do. Oh, speaking of that, I took a steam at one of those fucking casinos. You know, you're supposed to come out and jump in the shower and wash everything you sweat off. So you get, because that's all the toxins. And if you don't, you absorb some of it back into your skin. I go into the shower and it's like this digital thing. And dude, you had to like punch, this arrow, the temperature you wanted, which spout you wanted to come out. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, to the left was hot, to the right was cold, and then you just pulled the thing towards you and it fucking turned on. And then I could just sort of way faster. And I didn't have to fucking arrow, just punching this fucking arrow 58 times. By the way, the guy, whoever the fuck was in it before, it was the men's locker room. So the dude that was in there, man, or maybe the chick that now identifies as a dude, whoever the fuck it was that was in there was a fucking pussy. Had it up to like 100 degrees. Something like that, 90 degrees. It's supposed to be ice cold. You get it off of you, and then your pores close up and you get it off you. That's what the fuck you're supposed to do. Wasn't 100 degrees. They had it way up high. It's like, would you bring a baby in there with you? You fucking softy. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, the second night I was up in Lincoln, California, and like I said, I started with Luigi. And I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. It was one of those things where I just went totally off script. At one point, I was talking about that Tesla guy knocking up all these women, like artificially inseminating them, and just picturing him having, remember that old thing that they used to use, that handheld thing where they would spray mosquitoes? He just has his jizz in it. Just fucking shooting it at every woman that goes by. It was one of those sets. I don't even remember half the shit that I said. At one point, I was doing some sort of Nazi German accent, talking about the future and how you're going to pay with your face everywhere you went. It was one of those sets. It was a fucking great time. It was really a great time. And that crowd in Lincoln, California, they were fucking amazing. They were down for what fucking ever. I also noticed all the Trump people they're not like as loud. This happened the last time. You have to, it takes a guy about 2 years and everybody realizes like, what the fuck are we doing? What is this guy doing? You just show up to the White House with the fucking briefcase and he will sell off any pieces of America if he can get a kickback. I mean, that's what the fuck he's doing. He's not doing anything but shit for himself. I saw that guy, one of those fucking 24-hour news guys was talking about, I saw a clip of it on the internet and was claiming that Trump sued either the Times or the Wall Street Journal for $20 billion. And the whole crowd laughs because it's literally like Dr. Evil shit. $1 million, like $20 billion. And everybody just laughed at the absurdity of the number. And Trump was there. It had to have been AI. He just looks at the crowd. He kind of like shrugs like that guy is like, he's just fucking out to lead. Does he just not give a fuck? Out to lie. I don't get that guy. No, I get him. He's out of his fucking mind. What I don't get is sane people looking at him like, I think he gets a bad rap. It's like, could you see that Joe Biden was out of his mind? You could see that, right? Then why can't you see this? Because he has on a red tie? I just don't fucking... It's the most genius fucking thing ever. Blue and red ties. Get away with fucking murder. Anyway, I don't want to get involved in that shit. Anyway, so I had two amazing shows, and the crowds were just fucking great. It just felt so good to get back out there again. And what I'm reading now, staying off of social media, is Andrew Themlis got me this whole series, this comic book series called, it's the letter Y, like the Y chromosome, Y, The Last Man. Brian K. Vaughan, and it's fucking fantastic. I'm sure somebody's trying to develop it into a series or something, but it's fantastic. And I was hanging out with my daughter today. You know, she gets those Pokemon cards, and then my son collects those stickers from the FIFA World Cup, you know. So we go into like the comic book store and the card stores and shit like that. And I went to the comic book store, and I was... You know, I think there's 10 episodes of it, but I lost the first two, and I want to give it to my buddy, so I went in there to buy the first two issues of it. And I asked the guy, I was like, that guy have anything else? And he was talking about something, Machina, or something like that. This guy that can somehow communicate with machines and prevent stuff from happening. I don't know. It sounded pretty wild. And I'm like, look at old Billy Comic Con. I like reading these things, It's not, I like the ones like this more so than like when I was younger. I would read a little bit of Spider-Man or like Iron Man, Batman. Never fully got into it. I was really into like the superheroes' girlfriends. Like, dude, Peter Parker, that fucking raven-haired, oh my God, titties, legs, hips. I mean, she was just fucking gorgeous. It kind of like didn't make sense because usually the alter ego is sort of this nerdy sort of, what it really is it's the writer, the person creating it, and then the superheroes who they wish they were. That's what I think. But anyway, I don't know. I guess Peter Parker was fucking but he is also Spider-Man, And his grip strength is fucking insane. So the dude shredded like a gymnast. So even though he's walking around, you know what? I'm actually picturing Harry Potter. That's not Peter Parker. Peter Parker was the news reporter, right? Yeah, Jameson. Jesus, was that guy ever in a good fucking mood? I just wish one of those episodes, Peter Parker would have been like, "Hey, Mr. Jameson, is this paper going out of business?" Because, like, the level of stress, why do you do this? Some papers come out in the afternoon. They're Monday through Friday, like the Patriot Ledger. Why don't you go work for them instead of the Daily Planet? I mean, you're going to do this to yourself 7 days a week, 365, chomping on your cigar? Half your head is turned white, your hair. What do you... Gotta chill, man. Take some pictures. Chicks dig a photographer, man. Have you seen my chick? I'm telling you. She's fucking gorgeous. Anyway, so tonight I'm going to watch this Harry Dean Stanton movie called Paris, Texas. And I saw this guy talking about like, I guess with film they used to put like something on a lens so like some of the colors wouldn't wash out. I didn't really understand the technical part of it, but like they didn't with this movie, and it added like this sort of psychedelic thing to it, which I am a huge fan of anything psychedelic. I always like trippy shit. And I will tell you, one of the most accidentally trippy fucking shows you're ever going to watch in your life is when I was in Lincoln, California. They had a rerun of the Lawrence Welk show. I mean, dude, it's like it plays as a comedy, and it's also like that music that they sing on that show works perfect for like a Jordan Peele movie, like horror. And then also, if you look at the layers of it, it's pretty profound. Like what Caucasians have done globally, but this is how they present themselves. I don't mean you and me, but I just mean in general, how, family values and this is a safe neighborhood and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't know, we're on like our second or third genocide this century. So, I mean, I don't know what the fuck we're sucking our own dicks about. But anyway, but we've been doing that for a long time. So if you watch the Lawrence Welk show on that level, if you just watch it straight up, it's fucking hilarious. Like they were doing this instrumental of the Candyman, and they were just sort of going around the orchestra. Everybody was playing the melody, and every time you thought they got to the corniest fucking instrument, they discovered another one. It started off with like the muted trumpets, which everything. I'm not saying these are bad instruments, but just and then the keyboards do 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 do, and then a guy on an accordion. It was, and then there was a bubble machine behind it. It was like, how the fuck was this not a joke? And everybody's got a smile. It's very culty. Like you feel like it's like dystopian. Like you come upon this village and they welcome you and everybody's smiling and you think, oh my God, I'm finally safe. And then you realize that they eat people or something. Or like the fucking Truman Show. It's one of the creepiest, funniest, and then just trippiest shows I've ever seen in my life. If there was like a box set, if I still had like a VC, I think I still got one somewhere in my office. Like, I could literally just like fucking, eat a gummy or smoke a joint and just fuck, dude, this is what I'm talking about. Like when I get out, when I downsize, it's all done. Everybody's done with me. The business doesn't need me anymore. I was smart with my money, right? If I'll fucking get a little mid-century out in the desert, and I'll go to that fucking pancake. Oh my God, this fucking pancake place. The best fucking pancakes in the world. Best ones I've ever had. I'll tell you the name of the place in a second. But I'll just be out there. I'll watch the Rockford Files. Telly Savalas. The fuck's it? Kojak. Watch old movies like Kelly's Heroes. And then on Sunday nights, I'll watch the Lawrence Welk show. And like, I think that's the only way to deal with like this fucking, all of this technology that's coming is, with all of this shit available, you can actually, if you want to, you could just have like an analog house, right? As far as light switches and all of that shit, just buy old furniture so you don't get a bug in every room. But just one room, you got the flat screen TV. And with that shit, you just pick the year or the decade you want to live in. And you never watch the news. You just sort of quarantine in a society way. But anyway, we went out. I don't even understand how these fucking pancakes are this good. Scrolling through, I got this big thing, places to go. Keaty's Fountain and Grill. I'm telling you, like, just get a cup of coffee and order a short stack of pancakes, and then try to figure it out. They're crispy on the edges, soft in the middle, and then the flavor of them is insane. And I don't go syrup at my age in the morning because I'm going to be taking a nap by 11 a.m. Right after the last forkful. I got about, 20 minutes where I can fucking get back to, I can drive for another 20 minutes before I'm just going to start fucking nodding off. Look how beat up these fucking leather chairs are here. I got to get I'm really starting to live like Archie Bunker. Guys, I'm fucking losing my mind. I don't know what the hell happened to me, but I think this is just a part of getting old. After a while, you're just like, I get it. Life progresses, but do I have to progress with it? No, it's all right. You guys keep going. Keep going. You look like you're having a great time. I'm just gonna hang back here. This is good. Nah, I'm good. Sort of the life version of climbing Mount Everest. You're just the person who just decides to sit down and freeze to death. All right, Quo, everybody. Here's the reads for the week. Quo, if your team's communication is messy, customers feel it. That moment where you text your whole team, did anyone follow up on that guy? And there's just silence, tumbleweeds. One thumbs up emoji 2 hours later. Meanwhile, the customer's already moved on, got married, started a new business, and retired. At some point, you're just like, let's fucking Quo. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Q-U-O. The business phone system built so you never miss a call. You didn't lose that client because of bad luck. You lost him because nobody picked up. They called, it rang, and 30 seconds later, they were talking to your competitor. Oh, it rang out. Every unanswered call is money, walking right out the door. At some point, you got to stop leaving money on the table. At some point, you got to take a shit, too. You got to go out and get a sandwich, stand up and stretch your fucking back. Everybody chasing every fucking nickel. What are you doing? You're missing out on life. At some point, you got to stop leaving money on the table and say, let's fucking Quo. I just said this. Today's episode is brought to you by Quo, Q-U-O, the business phone system built so you never miss a call. All your calls, texts, and voicemails live in one place so anyone on your team can pick up a conversation, see the full history, and respond fast. Quo's integrates with tools your team already uses like HubSpot, Zapier, Claude, and more, helping you save time, stay organized, and spend less time chasing information between systems. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Oh, so they can read everything that was said in the conversation? Well, there goes telling a customer to go fuck themselves. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/Burr. That's QUO.com/BURR Burr. All right, fast-growing trees, man. Hey, man, did you know Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery? It's far out, man. They got thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers, man. They have all the plants your yard and your home needs, including fruit trees. Hi. Privacy trees, get the fuck out of here. Flowering trees, the most basic of all trees, shrubs, and houseplants. Houseplants are the worst. That's your neighbor. If a new neighbor moves in, and you bring over a fucking fruit cake, whatever the fuck they used to do back in the day. If they got a bunch of houseplants, just say, hey, I'm just saying welcome to the neighborhood. I'm not saying when you leave town, I'll watch your dog. I'm not watering your plants. Okay? I'm not fucking doing that shit, which is stupid. Okay? Because plants breathe out oxygen, which we need. But I'm still a dog guy. They don't greet you. They don't greet you the way a dog does. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They have all the plants your yard and business need, blah, 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 blah. You don't need a big yard and a lot of space. You can grow lemon, avocado, olive, or fig trees indoors, along with a wide variety of houseplants. Hey, all the fucking rednecks, if you listen to this shit, you got enough fucking guns and ammunitions to hold off a fucking platoon, but you could run out of food. You don't keep eating sardines and tuna and all of that shit. Baked beans and all of that crap. Wouldn't you like to have a fucking tree in there? It's another thing to hide behind. When the feds show up to take your fucking guns. once they turn ice on you later on in the future. And then you can take a couple of olive tree branches, put it in your fucking helmet, and you're even more camouflage. And you never even left your house. You don't need a big yard, a lot of space, okay? You can grow food in your fucking house with a wide variety of houseplants, all grown with care and hand-selected to thrive in your home. Get all the goddamn plants you need without the messy car or the trip to the garden center. Right now, they have a great deal on spring planting essentials, up to half off on selected plants. And listeners to our show get spring. We're in fucking summer. God damn, they plant early. I guess that's what happens when you're growing it by like the track lighting. I guess you need to plant earlier. And listening to this show, listeners of this show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code Burr at checkout. That's an additional 20% off better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code Burr at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code Burr. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use Burr to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. Well, they may not, you know? You just got to fucking see how it goes. It's like the trust fall of advertising. All right. Here's what the hell you guys wrote me here for the week. Glengarry in Philly. Hey, Bill, I was super pumped to see you in Glengarry Glen Ross in Philly in early 27 because my local advertising has a big pic of you and Bob Odenkirk and Kieran Culkin online selling tickets at the Walnut Theater. What? I told my buddy, who said no way that's happening. The Walnut only hires locals. We then bet the price of the ticket, $107.38, that you'd be there. And now I'm seeing calls for actors to audition for all roles for that run. Man, what's up with that? That's the old bait and switch is what's up with that. Why are they using your picture to advertise for shows you won't play in? Because they're fucking ripping you off. And you making me look like an asshole. Only asking because I was so pumped to see the show with you guys. Well, thank you for giving me the heads up on that. You know, I had something like that. I've had people advertise me. I've had promoters advertise me on comedy shows that I've never even agreed to do. And then they sell the tickets, and then they throw me under the bus and say that I canceled to the crowd. Like, that's some old school, like, shady shit. So what is the deal with that? That is, it's shady. Well, here's what you need to know. I learned this when I was on Broadway, is if you ever go to a Broadway show and any actor that is above the title, if any of them calls in sick and they're not there that day, you're entitled to a refund. Anybody below the title, you're fucked. But anybody above it. So I remember a long time ago when we went to the Boston Garden, my parents took us to the Ice Capades, and Dorothy Hamill was supposed to be skating. You know, she was fresh off of winning the Olympic gold medal in 1976. She was fucking hot, you know. She had that page boy haircut. I mean, I'm not into figure skating, but you know, those thick thighs. I'll show up. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I didn't have any choice. You know, I was riding in the hatchback of a Chevy Chevette. You know, what am I doing here, right? So we showed up, and she was sick that day. And looking back, we probably could have asked for our money back. It's weird, and it's not like the old school restaurant where if you already ate half the breakfast, you couldn't get the money back. Like if you started to eat it and you didn't like it and you brought it up, they give you your money back. But if you ate half of it, it's like, look, we're not fucking, we know what you're doing here. You can eat half here, get your money back, and then take this money, go somewhere else, eat half there, ask for your money back again, and then you ate for free. Two halves make a whole, right? Is this math too much for you guys? I didn't think so. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. That's really wild. I would bet that if you look at the advertising, they have to have some sort of disclaimer there, but like they're just visually, using us. Could you send me the name of that theater? You know what? I have an absolute pit bull for a fucking agent. I'm gonna send this to him. Not only is he great at catching people doing this shit, he actually like thoroughly enjoys it. Yeah, he can definitely, you know, like an old school baseball manager. Like, man, some of those guys, man, when they would yell at an umpire, they would get their money's worth. Like Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella was just like big fucking guy, and he would come out, he'd start calm, but every once in a while, that guy would lose his fucking shit. And you know what's funny is I saw him, I was at a golf tournament one time. I went to the Masters golf tournament, a major. And I was there with my buddies, and he came walking by. We were like, Lou, you big smile, waved. Like, was just in a great fucking mood. And I was like, wow, I never thought for all those years watching him yelling at fucking umpires and shit, you didn't think he was just, it's like, oh, he's a fucking cool ass dude. He was just upset with that call, that's all. Don Zimmer, when he was young, was great. His face would get all fucking red. Billy Martin, Earl Weaver was the best. Billy Martin and Earl Weaver were the best, but Earl Weaver was the funniest. You came here for one goddamn reason. What was that, Earl? To fuck us. He accused this umpire. I'm gonna up the Baltimore game tonight. I want that game. Why do you want it? Because I'm gonna fuck the Baltimore Orioles for no reason. I just want to do it. All right. Let's move on here. Flock cameras, FLOCK cameras. Hey Bill, in the sky with diamonds. Have you heard about these flock cameras? Oh, hey Billy, in the sky with diamonds. I thought there was a period there. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? Have you heard about these flock cameras? I have not. They're cameras set up on public streets to monitor the movement of ordinary citizens. They're essentially owned and operated by a private company who dupes local idiot politicians to install them in their city. While people are bitching about being offended by what other powerless citizens are saying online, the people in charge are pushing dystopian measures. There is absolutely no public discourse on the subject. We didn't vote for any of this. It, like many other things, are unconstitutional. Thanks for the years of entertainment. Yeah, well, what they're going to have is, like, take these kids cutting down these cameras in England. There's cameras everywhere. So my thing is, they can follow you storefront to storefront to storefront all the way back to your apartment. They're going to have it like that. So what it's going to be is they're going to have the entire crime before it even happened. Like I remember years ago out here in LA, this guy got pissed at some rehearsal space for music, and they thought that they fucked him. And he went down there with a can of gas and lit the place on fire. Didn't realize there was people in there in a soundproof studio mixing something, and they died. It's fucking horrific. And they had the entire crime. This was like 7-8 years ago. They had the guy. He went to a gas station right nearby, filled up a gas can. They had that all on camera. Then he walked across the street. They had the state of California's cameras on him. And then he walked like 3 blocks up, and they just went storefront to storefront to storefront to storefront, all the fuck way up. They had the whole fucking thing on camera. And this guy, there was no reason to even get a lawyer. Now, in that instance, it's a good thing. But when these Epstein Island kid fuckers are running the goddamn world, and you don't even know when they're going to want to microchip your kids and all of that shit, the whole fucking direction that we're moving in is crazy. Like, how are you going to organize any sort of rebellion if every appliance is listening to you, trying to film you? They can be in your fucking house. They'll just, these data centers, I really think that that's what those things are going to be. So they're going to have every conversation you ever had. And if you're ever a suspect or something, they're just going to like punch in like key fucking words. They'll be able to discover it. And, or if you're like a suspect, like take those kids, they dress all in black and all of that shit. But like, if they get you coming out of your house, they know where you live. Now they're down to like you and whoever else you live with. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And I don't know. Like, I don't know how we're making it great again if we're continuing to march towards the future where these guys are trying to get it to like, you never had an army big enough to run the world. So now they're going to try to do it with technology. It's going to fail, though. It's going to fail. Like it always does, because people don't want to be oppressed. It's what it is. You can get away with it for a while, and then eventually you end up like Mussolini or any of these other fucking idiots. All right. Yeah. I don't think if people fuck with those cameras, I don't think it's vandalism. I think you're a patriot. All right. Infuriating deep fake. Dear Bilson Burson, check out this screenshot I have attached. Seemingly boomers are falling for a story that is causing them to sway an election in Kentucky about our elected leaders in a throuple that was created with AI and pushed to those who would have a hard time deciphering that it's not AI. Well, I mean, you knew this shit was coming. However, I think it's less about the boomers and more about how AI is becoming used against our fellow countrymen, regardless of which side of the aisle they're on. I think it's pretty disgusting. Well, AI is not disgusting. Human beings are. So, yeah, it's like, because like that kid on YouTube who does the AI Price is Right show and has all of those crazy contestants, that's like how you use AI. It's fucking amazing. It's hilarious. But like when you're actually doing it for, to sway an election, yeah, that's no good. This person goes on to say, I think it's pretty disgusting. And this is the shit that people have been warning us about with AI and other online tools for decades, yet we're full steam ahead. No, we aren't full steam ahead. They are. A very small group of people are full steam ahead. And then the bootlickers are the ones who go on TV and say this shit about like, well, it's here. You're just going to have to deal with it. Like, you shouldn't be, those people are not journalists. When they're fighting for, the powers that be, they are not journalists anymore. They're just, it's propaganda, as they say. I'll tell you, one of the smartest things I ever did was, I only had like comedians, artists, and like, I never did, how do I say this? Because I'm not trying to shit on anybody or anything, but like, I will tell you this. Politicians are not your friend. They are not your friend. They get to know you to shut you up. That's how that works. That's how they deal. It's all in leverage. All right, movie. Hey, Bill, listening to the MMP from July 13th, you were looking for a car/motorcycle movies to watch. I got to get back to that Robert Redford one. I was meaning to watch that this week. I have a parallel for you since you have your helicopter rating. Treasure of the Yankee Zephyr, sometimes called Race for the Yankee Zephyr. Ken Wall. I love that guy. Donald Pleasance and George Peppard. It has an interesting chase scene between a Huey 300 and a 206. One of the triggers to send me down the helicopter rabbit hole, along with the Magnum PI, Airwolf, The Right Stuff, etc. Also, it's from 1981. Just thought of another Deadly Encounter, Larry Hagman, and a Huey 500 from 1982. You know, somebody sent me today. There's Dean Del Rey sent me this thing. There's this great documentary, Knight Rider Declassified official trailer. Look that up, and it talks about like how many of these TV shows are basically action shows, action movies, but they were TV shows, and how many cars they wrecked. And like, you know, I watch all that old shit, and you watch these jumps. These guys, they have a ramp to take off. They don't have a ramp to land. The thing would just land on all four wheels, and you're like, how did that guy not just break his back, compress his spine? And they were talking about it finally, saying these stuntmen, you know, they grab like a pillow off of a coach of a fucking sofa or a cushion or something. They put it underneath on their seat. They'd sit on that, and then they would just get in a fucking Impala and pin it. Maniacs. All right, well, I'm making a list of these movies, but I'm gonna watch that Robert Redford one this week, and I'm also gonna watch that Harry Dean Stanton one tonight. I'm looking forward to that. So this is fun, man. It's like suggesting books and movies and that type of shit. It's good for your brain, you know, so you can actually pay attention that long, and just take your phone, shut it off, and throw it into another room, and you know. Go old school. It's good for your brain. I think that they're really gonna find in the future how fucking horrible. Like the same way they tell you to like drink responsibly. I really think that they're gonna start saying like, you know, go on the internet responsibly, and they'll be like you know, they make like those charts. If you're this tall and you weigh this much, you can have this many beers and still drive. Like they'll be doing that with like the internet. I think. So, anyway, I been playing the drums, and I'm going back out this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. I'm going to like Napa Valley, somewhere else in California, and then I end up in Vegas. And the night I'm in Vegas, AC/DC's playing, so I'll miss some of the concert, but I'm going to try to get over there. I gotta fucking see those guys, because I went back down. I'm kind of all over the map with what I've been listening to lately. I'll give you this shit before I gotta go. It's summertime. I can't do the long podcasts. Gotta be here for the kids. All right, what do I got here? What have I been listening to? These are the last few things. All right. This is like I'll. These are the last 2, 4, 6, 8. Last 10 things that I downloaded. All right. Self-titled album by Buffalo Nichols. Aretha Franklin live at the Fillmore West. I hope I say this guy's name right. Buju Banton. He's a rapper. Too Bad, Too Bad. Name of a new album. Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Rust Never Sleeps. Oh, this is a fucking wild one. Never Turn Your Back by, is it Budgie? It's the name of a bird. Budgie. If you're like into Rush, early Rush, these guys are great. Because the singer kind of sounds like Geddy Lee, and they got some really fucking heavy stuff. What is that? That's 2, 4, 6. What is this one? Doechii. I've done that. Alligator Bites Never Heal. These fucking artists, man. I never know what they're talking about. And, Benny King, Supernatural Thing, Part 1 and Part 2. And I remember a long time ago, Young MC rapped over, he sampled this song. And I never knew it was Benny King. And I put it on, and it's a fucking great, it's a great song to listen to at the end of the night. If you had a good night, you know what I mean? You just want to drive home and listen to something like fucking cool, but like mellow. It's fantastic. And then some honorable mentions of people that I love. Thames, I got this album. She got Born in the Wild. She's fucking amazing. And I was telling you guys, Elder, Through Zero. If you're into like Odd Time and shit like that, it's fucking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm once again jonesing for fucking cars and motorcycles. I'm just not going to do it. But I swear to God, If I didn't live in a city and I had like a fucking decent sized driveway, I mean, you know what I like about motorcycles is you can stack them up. But it becomes a nightmare. I've been over these guys, when I go on the road, I meet these guys, they know I'm into cars and motorcycles, and they invite me out to their places, dude. And you just see like, like one guy had like 20 fucking motorcycles and they were all amazing. But you look and they're all like, they all got to be charged up and all of that shit and maintained. He's got a mechanic and all of that. And if that's the only thing that you do, I think it's pretty fucking cool. But like if I just didn't give a fuck and I didn't have like a family and I could just be totally selfish, I would get an old Harley. I always forget how it goes. Does it go knucklehead, panhead, shovelhead? I would get one from like the 40s. And then I would get one of those CB 750 Hondas. And I would get a BMW. And then I think I would be good. And then if I could just get any car that I've just unlimited amount of cars, 65 Buick Riviera, the 71 Boat Tail, the 70 Camaro with the shark nose, 67 Cadillac Eldorado, any of those suicide door Lincoln Continentals in green. Those are the ones off the top of my head. Oh, that fucking Mercedes 600 limousine. Jay Leno's got one. John Lennon had one. Who's that guy? That guy was in the Traveling Wilburys. He had one. What the fuck was his name? Roy Orbison. He had one. I think Elvis had one. The thing was sick. It's like a dictator car. I think they made it for a dictator, and then like all these rock stars bought it. That thing was insane. And then if I was going to get like an RV, I would get that GMC RV from fucking Stripes in the Palm Desert green. Oh, fuck, dude. There you go. That's what I would have. The side of my house. Underrated, planning your fucking retirement. When the kids move out and you downsize. That's another reason why I don't buy a bunch of shit. Like, I got rid of so much stuff, but I gave it away or sold some of it. I had Dean sell some of the shit online. Like, I don't, like, throw it out because it just ends in the fucking ocean. So I got real just streamlined fucking life here. But I don't know. I get excited when I think about retiring, which I probably won't do. I think it's easy to think about retiring when you're not retirement age, but like just the fear of it, like of just, okay, now I'm going to retire and then what? Sit around and wait to die? That's kind of fucked up. All right. And with that, we're gonna end on that one. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you so much to everybody who came out this weekend and everybody who's going to come out this weekend. I know it's a tough economy right now, and these fucking nerds are firing people. 3,000-4,000 people at a whack, and there's no fucking jobs to come back to, and that has to goddamn stop. All right, that has to stop. Somebody with whatever color tie needs to, or a bra. Let's get some ladies in there. See if they can give them a shot. God knows we've been fucking it up. All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Thursday.